When you do anything, do you ever wonder why you do it? Guys who don't have a showy automobile, no. A bank account worth $1 million, but no designer. Clothes are still able to successfully catch the, what is the most profound love that a woman may show? In this day and age, why do women continue to do this? If material fixation continue to fall more heavily, certain males who do not provide monetary compensation, but something really different? It's possible that, whether it's confidence or appearance, the reality is that is far more profound and significantly more potent. And in today's video, we are going to discuss the following: 5 things that women secretly adore more than anything else, more than money, by employing the ageless knowledge of Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic of the Roman emperors. These are neither strategies nor methods. It is they, transformations. The more you take them in, they won't end up only altering the way women feel what you are. They are going to change the way you maintain the demeanor of a guy. Now, if you're prepared to move beyond the attractiveness on the surface, in the event that you are sick of pursuing ladies who just value status, then you should make sure that you keep watching this video till it is over. Perhaps it is. You may completely transform your romantic life. Also, if this is your first time here, please remember to click the like button, video, subscribe to the channel and watch the video. Participate in our expanding brotherhood of males who don't show emotion. There is a well-known tale referring to Lucius, a Roman soldier. It wasn't him. Prosperous, although he was not a nobleman, he possessed anything that caused ladies to pause and take notice. Once more, including the daughter of an affluent family, senator was captivated by him. In no way due of status, but with a different content. One of the fellows. Everything you need to know about what women secretly want. When Lucius was a soldier, he once inquired, "What is it that ladies find attractive about you?" Lucius asked, made a simple statement while smiling. "I live by the..." He was alluding to the comments made by the emperor. Marcus Aurelius is the recipient. Observe this: Marcus was not limited to ruling Rome. He exercised his own authority, also in a world that is rife with noise. It was a combination of temptation and distraction, a power that is more appealing than any other. Then let's investigate those long-forgotten truths. Owing to the fact, although women may never actually say it out loud, the 5 things that they secretly want more of, compared to any luxury, a single presence beyond. Items that are owned. Which of your firsts do you remember? Do you love? It's not the dates or the presents, but the moment they gazed at you, the sensation that it gave you, in the same way that you were the only person in the world. That instant when time seemed to slow down, lower down. There is no reason for anything. Pricey. Occurred, however, due to the fact that the moment was a fact. Consider this: what if I were to tell you that women are more concerned with presence than presence? Genuinely yearn for. Certainly not the very first time. Every single time, however. Allow me to weave a tale for you. Neither a monarch nor a movie star is involved in this. A guy named Lucius is the protagonist of this story. He had a Roman military career. There are no riches, no. There was nothing more than a heart that listened and a pair of eyes that saw. Lucius would sit among his friends, lover after a long time spent beneath the olive trees. The day, due to his training, his armor was dirty. To her, would occasionally discuss her aspirations and goals, on occasion regarding her anxieties. In addition, whenever Lucius talked, he would not interrupt. He did not fidget at all. And he would be present, completely. Not a single scroll was in his grasp, merely presence. There are distractions, a very uncommon, gentle. And now, my buddy, I will tell you the truth. The type of presence that is required in today's world, to an even greater extent. Inquire within yourself.
When was the last time you did something like this?
Rather of responding to someone, I listened to them. Just to listen rather than to repair. As you can see, women have a strong intuitive sense. When she is able to sense, although you are physically there with her, the mind is going off to other places while you browse, you are considering your to-do list. She, your list, your ambitions, and your worries all in one, appears to be moving away. In no way because she does not care, yet due to the fact that she does not experience being noticed. You could be thinking, I'll handle it. A present to her, but there was no box, no present. No supper can ever be able to match what she has. as well as your emotional presence sincerely desires. It was reportedly claimed by Marcus Aurelius, confine and your attention should be focused on the here and now. However, the majority of us is a time traveler, lamenting the past and feeling apprehensive about the future, and failing to take into account the one thing that what is most important is the present moment. It was not Lucius, have money. Yet he was able to completely grasp this. Presently, there was no need for him to mention the ideal item to have. All he needed to do was be. That is, also by doing so he contributed his lady what coins could never be able to do, connection or relationship. So, allow me to ask you once more. Do you remember a time when someone told you something? Did you feel that you were genuinely understood? No, not assessed, not hurried, and just kept secure. Yes, that. Isn't it true that a moment is indestructible? Right now, imagine that you are the person who invented that feeling for a female partner, as opposed to pursuing her via slowing down rather than by impressing her, shutting off the rest of the world, and choose to be with her rather than merely close to her, to the woman. This is the thing that women secretly adore, due to the fact that in a society where it is the man who comes up who is attempting to show off. It is impossible to forget being totally present. Then, it is important to remember that the power of being, emotional accessibility is required. Just because when a lady experiences a sense of being emotionally seen, she connects when she does connect, she is able to tumbles down. Keep in mind that a presence is not about exerting greater effort. Becoming more is the goal here. Also, you don't need any money for it, which is the finest part. That is, you just need to be present. Even so, by my side, that's good. We will now go to the second one, gaining emotional grounding before flashing. That is, there is a deep need that women have, in comparison to presence, much more strong. Emotional self-control and control. Please believe me, you are going to be interested in hearing this, since this is where the majority of guys falter and the Stoic guy emerges victorious. Feelings number 2, discipline in place of drama. When was the last time you had an instance in a romantic partnership in which you misplaced yourself? Perhaps she did not send a text message. Return without delay. You could have seen her. A small bit of laughter comes from another guy's humor. Excessively lengthy. Or perhaps you simply had that feeling. You feel a mounting sense of quiet terror in your chest. It is what? If she is no longer experiencing the same feelings? You are not the only one. Yes, even every single male. All of the powerful ones have experienced that moment of inner turmoil. Nevertheless, the distinction between both the guy of high value and the man of reactiveness, is this the case? Not only does the disciplined guy not let that chaos become his master to rule over. Allow me to bring you back to our Stoic soldier. It was Lucius. Late one evening, he went back to the camp, following an extended mission. He picked up on his companion engaged in discussion with a pleasant nobleman. Their giggling could be heard beneath a light from the torch. Another trooper in the vicinity chuckled and stated, "She's already done it. The majority of men would try to replace you, brother. Have rushed in, challenged, and made a decision to the scene." On the other hand, Lucius remained still and unruffled. Was gathered. Subsequently, his boyfriend came up to him and told him, "You didn't contribute anything." He stared at her and said, "You weren't even angry." "I have faith in what is true," she said to her. "Not need to be pursued, and if it is, it should be. If you depart, there is no power that can hold it captive." One definition of power is weakness. Marcus Aurelius. You have control over your mind, the author claimed. Recognize this and take into account the fact that you will discover your strength. All right, there is all. Constitutes the discipline of one's emotions. That is not the case. You try to hide how you are feeling. As a result, you get a handle on it. It's not every day that you act out, similar to a young boy's feelings. You give a response with the knowledge of a man. Women do not desire flawlessness, but they do desire emotional fulfillment. Security. Let's face the facts. What if you blow up? If she expresses disagreement with you, in order to punish her, you either wallow in self-pity or retreat for the heart. However, if you plead panic you will become a spiral as she draws away from you, due to the fact that it is unexpected and volatile. Make her feel insecure. It is not physically dangerous. It is emotionally risky. Moreover, when a lady, without experiencing a sense of emotional security, her heart stops functioning, then again, whenever you are able to remain steady in the frame, when the storm is over, she begins to trust you, one that is more profound. Not only do I have faith in you, you begin to garner her admiration. May I inquire? Have you ever experienced a difference in your life between behaving out of fear and reacting out of a sense of resolve? It is now nighttime, a day also. As a result, the next time things get hot, the moment she puts you to the test, withdraws, or says something that is painful, take a deeper breath, pause. Just think about what a monarch would do in this situation, mostly due to the fact that the woman who probes your feelings is not attempting to dismantle you. It is her intention to locate you. To her, is curious about whether this man is powerful enough to guide me into the midst of my chaos. In addition, when the test is passed by you, if you want to do so, she prioritized emotional discipline above theatrics, does not remain in place. She puts her faith in you. With her entire being, it is up to you, guy. It is not the loudest. Although it is not the most reactive, the most still, you will also come across placid waterways. Gather the most profound affection. It's time to move on to a third thing that women secretly want for the most, something that is complete and utterly unrelated to charm, as well as anything that has to do with fate. Purpose should take precedence over popularity. Please believe me, this is an opportunity that you do not want to pass up. It's 3. Purpose should take precedence over popularity. When was the last time you failed to look in the mirror in order to mend a hair? It is not to test your physical attractiveness, but the question to ask oneself, what am I actually doing with my life? In no way, shape, or form for her. The invisible pull of masculine presence is the second topic, not for them, but for you. Why is this the case? Reality. The majority of males don't become aware of it until it's too late. Far too late. Women do not develop romantic feelings for who is looking to make a good impression on the crowd. They succumb to the charms of the man who is walking his road, even if he is the only one who travels it. To quote Marcus Aurelius, do not waste what you have. How much of your life you have left in speculation about other people, and instead focus on what you are doing actually belongs to you. That is the meaning of purpose. I will bring you back to Lucius the Stoic. He wasn't the most outspoken individual in the room. Camp out. In certain cases, he was not the one. The sound of laughing or the presence of ladies or compliments, but he was the first one to stand up. Exercises performed before the sun rose. He was a student. By the light of the torch philosophy. He was of assistance. Not for the benefit of others while no one was looking, but for the purpose of his mission. Eventually, he was asked by a younger soldier, "Why don't you? Do you ever come to the tavern with us? Who are you? I don't care what you do. You are constantly working." Lucius stared at him and asked, "What do people think?" Remarked, "I am concerned, but not about it. I am concerned about what I develop into all of you." Once again, pay great attention to what I have to say. Having hands that are calloused and eyes that are calm, ladies were drawn to him like a magnet, and not because he went in search of them, but because they seemed to something unusual about him. No, he was not pursuing the popularity of being. He had a lot of work involved. Also, this is what ladies are keeping to themselves, my buddy. A greater value than wealth, far beyond mere allure, more than just words that are smooth. They have feelings for a man. People who are heading there. Avoiding drifting. Waiting. Not looking for approval, but without waiting. Going forward, developing and constructing. How come? Owing to the fact, a lady is able to sense that a man has a purpose. I feel as though she is a part of a larger tale. Could I ask you a question? Have you ever dated someone? Did you feel as though you were going around in circles? Is it possible that there was no growth or direction? It's exhausting, isn't it? Turn that around now. Put yourself in the position of the man who awakens, who is aware of what he is doing, with clarity. Builder who places a high value on his time, who is not required to post each and every action or his every decision should be explained. You transform into uncommon. Moreover, in the modern world, rare is the not to be stopped. The horrific reality is as follows. If you don't exist for a reason, you'll look for it, the popularity of being, and because of this, it is simple to ignore it. However, if you have a raison d'etre, even if you're not, individuals who are unknown, even if you remain mute, are going to feel your weight. However, the right, when she sees you, she will want to stroll with you. Not because you requested that she do so, but for the reason why your path beckons her. Therefore, do not make it your goal. Say and what you do. The acts do not concur. Perhaps she will remain till a certain point, but she will not trust you. Also, love withholds trust and rots away. So I will ask you once more. At times when no one is looking, when you have the ability to deceive, cheat, or bend the true, who exactly are you? Mostly due to the fact that man that she develops feelings for, the one that is not flawless, the principled one, not the one that has been polished. The first, having all of thee is not necessary for you. A response? You don't have to prove anything to her. Using the photograph of the person you believe she is, desires. Simply said, you need to be honest as a male who honors his commitments and who expresses regret when the one who goes away when he is incorrect. Whatever it is, something is in violation of his ideals. The allure of remaining in this place. Oh, that man. Due to the fact that he is secure, he is indelible. Women are attracted to males in whom they have faith. Despite the fact that the world is attempting to alter, he is. Your life should not be curated for you. Approval is granted. Put yourself in a position to live it. Of the truth, since we live in a society that is awash in illusion, a guy of integrity is her true identity. Hold fast to. After that, we will delve even further into this is what differentiates true power from a performance. To be quiet rather than to show off. With this one, your carrying style will change. You for all of eternity. Let's conclude on a high note. It is 5. To be quiet rather than to show off. Do you ever felt the need to demonstrate something? On your own? To demonstrate to her your accomplishments? How about mentioning your income? To show off your, where are you? Despite the fact that you did not want to, as a result of the fact that you believed you ought to. She is paying attentively. You are not the only one, almost all. There have been males present. We are a part of a planet. Whenever there is a celebration of loudness when it comes to the loudest man in the room, mistaken for the most strong in the group, but a distinct concept was conceived by Marcus Aurelius. Silence is a lesson learned, the author stated, by means of the numerous tribulations that life brings, is not a sign of weakness. Rather, silence is a sign of control. Permit me to tell you a story. Silence is command. The time in Lucia's life that occurred. A single evening, subsequent to having emerged victorious from Lucius stood in the middle of the risky mission. The command hall with the other soldiers he was with. A question was posed to each individual by the general. In what way they contributed to the accomplishments of this is the mission. Men came forward, each one of them, recalling their contribution with pride. But the only thing that Lucius did was bend his head and made no statement. The general took a little pause and questioned, "And you, Lucius? What would you call it?" Lucius said, "What would you say about your role? The praise is not the reward. The reward is the outcome." There is no sound. The air was filled with reverence. Even so, the general wore a grin since Lucius made no attempt to require praise in order to demonstrate his value. His deeds were more important than his words at any time. Permit me to bring this back to you now. It is you. Have you ever been in the presence of people? They never stop talking about what they were doing, possess the people they know or the things they've completed? Yes, it is exhausting, isn't it? Owing to the fact, at the moment that someone begins to attempt to, it is difficult to impress and you begin to wonder, are they attempting to conceal something? How women feel, it as well. She is not interested in dating a man, the one who needs to persuade her. She is gazing around. For a man who is so well versed in his own identity, something it is not necessary for him to execute, owing to the fact, the reality is as follows. An individual it is never necessary to demonstrate one's authority. He travels a different way. The terms that he chooses to use are, for what purpose? Also, whenever he walks into a room, for having command over your mood swings. Even before he talks, people are able to sense him. These are the kinds of men that choose to remain in a woman's thoughts, not because he boasted about it, despite the fact that he did not have to. It was Lucius, never made a boast. In no way did he display his victories were achieved. But each and every soldier admired his, and every single lady experienced the burden of he did not speak. Because there is a mystery in quiet. The allure of mystery cannot be overstated. At the moment when you pause, attempting to impress, you end up becoming, I am impressed. As soon as you give up looking, the focus, you are the only one that is worth it. Looking over, allow the others to take the spotlight. Just let them chat. You simply construct, simply put, develop, simply be. Just because in the end, the globe and the lady who is right will take note. It's not because you yelled, but rather because your vitality reverberated more loudly than any other. In words, one may shout, it's time to bring it on, from the very beginning. So what insights did we gain? This includes your pocketbook, your titles, and your followers who keep you in people's memories forever. It is not because they are self-evident, but due to the fact that only a few exist. The more uncommon you are, the more it is more likely that she will experience something that she does not now feel, at least comprehend, but are unable to ignore. So why is that? Are these 5 things that women secretly wish they had, besides monetary value, due to the fact that money may buy? Nonetheless, these characteristics are what they construct. One that is far more valuable. Rely on comprehensiveness, emotional security, and enduring admiration. Lucius was not a wealthy individual. However, his spirit was filled with abundance. And this is the reason why the senator's daughter put her trust in him. To her, saw in him something that very few guys ever exhibit. What Marcus Aurelius taught, in addition, is that it is not what other people believe that actually counts. You, but who you are when no one is looking at you. Looking over. Now let's go over the 5 points. Items that ladies desire more than monetary gain. For the sake of Stoicism's perspective, the use of, since presence is more important than stuff. Emotional connection is more durable than any product. To psychological self-control rather than drama, given that she must have a sense of security, not stressed. As opposed to popularity, a purpose, for the reason that mission creates magnetism. 4. Because trust is more important than appearance, integrity, as comparison to a facade more appealing. It is 5. Since strength is more important than showing off, quiet, does not make an announcement but rather radiates. These are not gimmicks. Rather, they are guiding principles. Also, if you live by them, you will not. Only a lady who is suited for you will see you. Contrasted with, but you'll have a different perspective on yourself, as a result of the fact that genuine attraction occurs when a guy achieves a profound alignment with by virtue of his true nature. And as Marcus has said, take a good look at yourself. One can find a source of power that will always be available. You will find them if you keep looking for them. To wit. Having stated that, I appreciate you watching, and until we meet again, after that,